Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream, guys. Happy Friday. Another three-game slate today. We've had basically a three-game slate all week. We got another three-gamer to break down. I'm pretty sure we will have four games tomorrow and Saturday, or tomorrow and Sunday. So we're gonna have four games over the weekend. We got three games today. As always, guys, for the next 30 minutes or so, I'm gonna talk through the slate with you guys, answer your questions, and we'll just kind of break down everything. I'll kind of give you my thoughts on the slate, where I'm headed, what I like, who I'm playing, just kind of where my thoughts are at. So before we do get started, guys, as always, I would appreciate if you would click the like, on your way in. And if you have any questions on tonight's slate, just start throwing them in the chat, and we'll start answering everything. T-Man, what's up, my man? He said, what's up, Noah? Happy Friday, everyone. Playoffs have been rough. New day, new slate. Let's get this money. Let's get it, T-Man. Let's get it, my man. I finally cashed last night. I've been struggling with the playoffs, but I barely squeaked into the money last night. I'll read off my team on DK for those of you that are interested. It was looking pretty good, and then a lot of my guys started just fading out. Like MPJ, he started to he already got off to a bad start. He kind of got things going, then he just kind of cooled off in the second half. But I had Dragic, Drew Holiday, Jimmy Butler, Jay Crowder, DeAndre Ayton, Monte Morris, MPJ, and Nurkic. So that was my team last night. Finally cashed for once, 257.25, just enough to cash in, basically most of the contests I was in. I'm making this a two-game slate. I'm fading the Boston-Brooklyn game. Brooklyn too strong for them without Brown. I guess, yeah. I mean, I have a feeling if Boston can finally keep one of these games close, like you're going to get a big game from Tatum, a big game from Kemba. The blowouts have cost them. Boston just really hasn't been able to get things going. In game one, they only scored 93 points. Like if we finally get a good game from Boston as a team, like if the final score to this game is 110 to 115, I mean you're probably going to get 50 plus DK points from Tatum, 40 plus from Kemba. I still like the Boston guys. I don't think I'm going to fade that game, honestly, but I could see. I mean, Brooklyn's just so good, man. I mean, Brooklyn's just running through everybody right now. Happy Friday, Noah. Let's get it. What's up, my man, Patrick? Happy Friday, my man. How do you think about Smart? Yeah, I think Smart's a decent mid-range option. Marcus Smart's going to play a ton of minutes. He's an okay permanent player. He's probably going to play 40 minutes and give you 30 DK points. So, for 5,900, I'm okay with Marcus Smart. Is he a must play or a guy that I would be starting my lineup with? No, but as a last piece in, I'm totally fine with Smart. You think taking a shot at Randall is bad given the ownership? If you're talking about is he low owned, because I don't know what his ownership is. I don't really look at ownership projections. I mean, if Randall, I think Randall's still a good play. I know he's busted in back-to-back games, but we know the upside Julius Randle has. We know he's a guy that's going to play a ton of minutes. He's only played 36 minutes the first two games of this series, but I think we're going to start getting 38 to 40 minutes from Julius Randle at some point. I mean, I still do like Randle. The only issue, I really like Tatum. I'm pretty high on Kawhi. I think PG and Kawhi are both great plays today. You can't play all these guys. I do have Randle behind some other studs, but yeah, I still think Randle's a good option. I'm not sure if he's low owned or what, but I don't really know. Same lineup as me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you read that lineup off in chat. That was my lineup at the time. I was going to make some changes to it, but I didn't really see any swaps I wanted to make, so I just stuck with it. Which of the three Brooklyn is the best to play tonight? If I had to pick one, it'd probably be Kevin Durant. I'm not, there's other studs I prefer over a lot of the Brooklyn guys, like Luka, Julius Randle, Tatum, Kawhi, PG. I'd rather have those guys over the Brooklyn Big Three, but if I had to pick one guy from Brooklyn today, it'd probably be Kevin Durant. Smart or Hardaway? Give me Marcus Smart there. Do you think Claxton is legit, as a value play? I mean, I think Claxton's an okay value. With Jeff Green out, I think Claxton does play a few more minutes. Him and Blake Griffin probably split the center minutes, so you probably get 24 for Griffin and 24 for Claxton. If Claxton plays 22 to 24 minutes, I mean, he's productive enough. He can easily give you a good score for 3,100. We have some other value that I do prefer. I really like DeAndre Hunter. He played 32 minutes last game. He's still super cheap. I think DeAndre Hunter's a really good value. If Taj Gibson winds up starting, I like him a lot for value. I think Maxi Kleber's still an okay value play. So there's some other guys I prefer over Claxton, but yeah, if you want to go if you want to jam in an extra stud into your lineup, or if you're trying to go stars and scrubs, I think Claxton for sure is someone I'd be looking to there. Tough to pick which spin up options to go with, but here's what I got so far on Yahoo. Rose, Bullock, Young, Burks, Tatum, Leonard, Gibson, Brown. I think that's pretty solid for now, Tack 1. I think it's pretty solid. Do you know if Kemba is playing or not? Because they said he has knee issues. He's playing. We've already got word he's going to play. Randall, 8% projected ownership. Yeah, that's super low. I mean, I know Julius Randle's busted in back-to-back games, but, man, 8% for Julius Randle on a 3-game slate just feels super low. I think you put in the chat, Coach Last, that Tatum's 12%. I mean, if Tatum's going to be 12%, I love that. I mean, Tatum's probably my favorite stud when you factor in that kind of ownership. What's up, Noah? How'd you do last night? Just got here. I finally cashed last night, Didi. I read my lineup off earlier. If you want to rewind, you can. If I can, off the top of my head, if I remember, it was Dragic, Drew Holiday, Jimmy Butler, Nurkic and Ayton, MPJ, Monte Morris, and Jay Crowder. That was my lineup last night. Finished like 257, which was enough to cash, and basically all the contests I was in. So I finally cashed last night. Finally. How do you feel about Kemba, honestly? I mean, I think if Kemba's fully healthy and he plays his normal minutes, he's a really good option. Game one he got injured, or he was in foul trouble game 1. So, foul trouble kind of cost him in game 1. Blowout cost him in game 2. We haven't really seen a full 36, 38 minutes from Kemba yet in this series. So, if you're playing these Brooklyn guys, you basically just got to hope they can actually keep the game close. And if they do, you could get a big game from Kemba, a big game from Tatum. I think Kemba and Tatum are both still underpriced. I know they haven't performed that well, but they're going to pop off at some point. And, going back home, playing at home in Boston, I think that definitely helps these guys. I think it's more likely this game stays close now that Boston's playing at home. I thought the same thing would happen last night with the Heat, and they just got blown out again, but I do like these Boston guys still. So I think Kemba's a really good play, honestly. What's up, Noah? Reggie Jackson or Josh Richardson? Give me Reggie Jackson there. Reggie Jackson, he played 30 minutes last game. I have no idea if that happens again, but he's played 21 and 30 minutes through 2 games in this series. If Reggie Jackson gets 25, 30 minutes, he's definitely someone you could go to for value. I don't have any confidence he gets those minutes, but yeah, I'd probably take him over Josh Richardson for sure. I'm playing PG tonight. Don't say I didn't warn you guys. I like PG as well. PG and Kawhi are just both underpriced right now. They're way too cheap. Both guys are $1,000 too cheap. PG should be $9K. Kawhi should be close to $10K. I still like both those guys. Irving, Trey, or Luka? I mean, I'd go Luka there. I know Luka's a lot more expensive, but if you have the salary, I'd play Luka. That lineup would have been killer if you think about it. Porter should have got around 40. Holiday blowout. Jimmy blowout. Nurkic missed fourth quarter. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of other people had those guys too, so I don't know if it would have made a ton of a difference. But yeah, Porter just had a bad game overall. Drew and Jimmy both didn't play in the fourth quarter because of the blowout. Nurkic got in foul trouble. Yeah, it's definitely, those were one of those nights. I mean, you cash, but it's one of those what could have been kind of nights. What up, Noah? Do you think Bruce Brown has value tonight? I think with Jeff Green out, maybe he picks up a few more minutes. They could maybe run some small ball lineups. I don't have a ton of confidence in Bruce Brown, but I think he's at least viable now that Jeff Green's out. I mean, Jeff Green was playing pretty good minutes. He played 27 minutes in game 1. He got hurt last game, only played 12 minutes, but you were going to get, on a nightly basis, Jeff Green was going to play 25 to 28 minutes. So I think those minutes are going to be spread around to guys like Blake Griffin, Claxton, Bruce Brown to get some run as well. Hunter or Finney Smith? Give me DeAndre Hunter. Herter or Kevin Burke or Alec Burks? I would take Alec Burks there over Kevin Herter. I know that Clippers guard situation is money, but any interest in Rondo for value? I mean, I think Rondo's viable. He's a little bit risky just because we don't exactly know, what his minutes are going to look like. Last game, they closed with Reggie Jackson over Rondo. Rondo only played 19 minutes. My best guess is you get 18 minutes from Patrick Beverley, 22 to 24 from Rondo, and probably 25 from Reggie Jackson. So, but, I have no confidence in that. I mean, Reggie Jackson could play 20, Rondo could play 26. We just don't really know. If you want to take a shot on Rondo, I'm fine with it. We know Rondo's going to be productive when he's out there. So any extra minutes he gets is just, going to be boosted, or just going to boost his value even more. Is Luka a must on the 2-game night slate? I mean, I haven't really looked at the 2-gamer. You have Tatum you could go to. You have Kemba. You have Kawhi and PG. I don't think Luka would be a must play, no. I mean, you have Kawhi and PG who are both underpriced. You have those Clippers or those you have those Boston guys who I like. So I wouldn't think so. Which of these, Burks, Leonard, Hunter, Durant, or Hunter and Randall? I'd probably go Burks and Leonard there. Burks and Leonard. Am I dumb to fade Rose and ride stars and scrubs tonight? I'm trying to fit in Trey, Kawhi, KD, and PG. I mean, I think Derrick Rose is probably one of the better plays in the mid-range. I'm assuming he starts tonight. He started the second half over Peyton last game. They probably start Rose tonight. I'd be very surprised if Peyton starts again. So with Derrick Rose most likely starting now, he's going to be playing like massive minutes. And even off the bench, he's been playing almost 40 minutes. So yeah, if Derrick Rose plays like close to 40 minutes, I mean, he's way too cheap at 6,400. He's a really good mid-range option. If you want to fade him, I don't hate it. I mean, he's probably going to be very popular if I had to guess. I mean, there's you have DeAndre Hunter, you have Claxton, you have Maxi Kleber, you have Taj Gibson if he starts. There's some value to go to. You could definitely go stars and scrubs today. I don't know if it's probably the way I'd go personally, but you could make it work. There's enough punt options, I think. Claxton or Griffin? I'd probably rather play Claxton, especially since he's a lot cheaper. D Rose or Marcus Smart? I'd rather go with D Rose. He's probably going to be more popular, but I just think he's a better option. No, my man, what's your favorite pay-up options? I would say for me, it's probably number one, definitely Kawhi. I just think Kawhi is way too cheap right now. Number two, probably going to be Tatum, especially if Tatum's going to be as low owned as people are saying. I really like Tatum. And then probably Paul George, number three. So probably Kawhi, Tatum, Paul George, my three favorite spin-ups. Smart or Barrett? I'd probably go Marcus Smart there, Derek. That's a close one, but I think I'd go Marcus Smart. Kind of worried about Reggie Jackson in my lineup. I mean, he's been getting the minutes. He played 21. Like I said, he played 21 minutes in game one. He played 30 last game. I mean, if Reggie Jackson plays anywhere near 30 minutes, he's very likely to pay off his salary. He's super cheap, $3,900. So if Reggie Jackson was $5K today, I would have no interest in him. But at $3,900, I think he's definitely in okay value. Trey Hardaway, Kawhi, PG, Rose, Taj, Hunter, Thompson. I think that's okay for now. It's okay for now. How do you feel about Kyrie Irving revenge game narrative after coming off his post-game comments about Boston fans? I mean, King Carter, that's not really something I factor in much. I guess Kyrie could go out there and have a big game and kind of, shove it to Boston's fans, but I'm not really factoring that in too much, honestly. There's other studs I prefer over Kyrie tonight, I think. There's just too many other guys I'd rather play. If you want to play Kyrie because of that, though, go ahead, but I don't think it's something I'd be looking too much into, honestly. He's still having to share the ball with, Kevin Durant and James Harden. Thompson or Robert Williams? I mean, I think Thompson's safer just because he's the starter, and he's probably going to play more minutes. We don't really know how much Robert Williams is going to play. Foul trouble's been a concern lately. He's been coming off an injury. Honestly, if I had to pick one, I think I'd lean Thompson, but it's definitely close. I mean, Williams is a better permanent player, but Thompson probably plays more minutes, so I think I'd give the edge to Thompson. What's up, Noah? Last year playing NBA DFS, is this crazy? Or is this how crazy the regular season and playoffs usually are, or has the pandemic make it crazier than usual? If you're talking about just the randomness, yeah, the randomness so far during the playoffs has just been insane. I mean, studs busting, blowouts, guys getting in foul trouble. It's just been crazy so far. I mean, you would expect, these playoff games to be close, and teams are just going out there and losing by 30. It's definitely been crazy. I don't know the pandemic, if that has an effect or what, but just there's been so much randomness on these playoff slates. It feels like there's a ton of landmines every night, and you just gotta hope you don't play them. There's gonna be plenty of guys that get in foul trouble. There's gonna be a random guy that gets injured. There's gonna be a team that gets blown out, and you just gotta hope you don't play the guys that fall into that category. How do you feel about this for now? Rondo, Rose, Burks, Tatum, Gibson, Bogdanovich, Claw, Robert Williams. I mean, I think that's pretty solid for now, Brandon. I mean, Bogdanovich, I'm not a big fan of. Maybe you could upgrade Bogdanovich to someone else, like a Kimba, and then downgrade Robert Williams to someone else. You could maybe do that, but that's fine for now. Think of playing KD, Smart, and Tatum in the same lineup. Blowout scares me. I mean, yeah, that's the concern. But like I said, if the Boston Brooklyn game stays close, I'd expect you get big games from Tatum, big games from Kemba. I mean, Tatum, the game one was close, and Tatum, was mediocre, but I still like Tatum a lot. I think if this game's close, Tatum's going to play 40, 42 minutes. We know he's going to dominate the usage without Jaylen Brown. Him and Kemba are going to be, running the offense. I still like Jason Tatum a lot. If you play those guys, though, you just got to hope they can keep the game close. So far, Boston, Brooklyn, and, the Heat Bucks series has been like the blowout series. The two series you have to worry about blowout. Smart, PG, Kawhi, Durant, Zubac, Jackson, Kleber, Fournier, night slate. I mean, Zubac I'm not a big fan of. Like, I guess if Ibaka gets ruled out, you could maybe go to Zubac, but I don't think Zubac's even going to get a ton of minutes. They seem pretty content playing small ball right now. So Zubac's a bit risky, but on the night slate, I don't think you really have a ton of center options. So that's fine for now. Smart, Kemba, or Young, Brown. Give me Smart and Kemba there. Herter, Kristaps, or George Claxton. Give me PG and Claxton for sure. I know Randall will go off since I don't want to play him tonight. Hey, I feel you there, Brandon. I feel you there. I played Tatum, back-to-back slates. I'm probably going to play him again tonight, and he's probably going to suck. And I know if I don't play him, then he's going to smash if I don't play him, just to troll me. These guys have been trolling me all season. Fantasy Lab said Ibaka's unlikely to play. Okay. I mean, I still don't think that makes a massive difference. So let's see. Ibaka, he barely played last game. I mean, he played 6 minutes last game. So, okay. So Zubac last game with Ibaka playing 6 minutes, Zubac played 22. I don't think those 6 minutes that Ibaka played are just going to go straight to Zubac. They could just give more minutes to Batum or something. I think Zubac's a better play now, but I don't think he's like this lock and load slam dunk value. I mean, Zubac he probably plays 24 minutes if I had to guess. Maybe that. He might even play less. And it seems like, most nights he's not going to be in the closing lineup. In crunch time in the fourth quarter, he's not going to be out there. They're going to have someone else. They're going to play small ball and play Batum or something. So I'd say Zubac's a better option now, but he's not a lock and load or anything, I don't think. I'd rather play DeAndre Hunter. If Taj Gibson starts, I'd rather play Taj Gibson. So that's my thoughts there. Who do you like more, Batum or Morris? I'd probably rather go to Batum. I think Batum's probably the biggest beneficiary. He should probably get 25 to 30 minutes. He played a ton in game one. He didn't play as much in game two. But I think Noah Ibaka definitely, benefits Batum for sure. Utility 5.2K and below. First guy that comes to mind, Gabriel, would be Alec Burks. I'd probably take there. Rose or Kemba? I mean, Kemba's a little bit more expensive. If you have the salary, I'd play Kemba, but I like both guys. Smart 5,900 and D-Rose 6,400. Do you think it's worth it to try and do my best to get to D-Rose? I mean, I'd rather play D-Rose, but it depends what else you're having to change. If you're having to play someone you don't want to play just to get Rose in, then I just leave Smart in there. But if you see a swap you can make that you like that gets Rose, then I'd probably do that. Also, I'm playing Rondo, PG-13, and Kawhi together. I mean, I'm definitely fine playing Kawhi and PG together because I think both are just underpriced. And you could play Rondo with him. I don't think that's bad at all. I mean, there's a good chance that, all those guys obviously Kawhi and PG are going to be out there in the closing lineup, but there's a good chance Rondo's in the closing lineup too. So I'm fine with that, King Carter. Sup, Go? Good luck tonight. Let's get it. Hey, good luck to you as well, T-Money. Good luck to you as well, my man. You like Capella? I would say, looking at the slate as a whole, I don't really like Capella that much, but when you factor in the center position and that you have to play at least one center, I mean, center's not the best. I mean, you do have some guys like Julius Randle you can play at center. Taj Gibson I like for value if he starts. Kleber I like for value. I think it makes more sense to pay down at center. Zubac's an option now. But none of these mid-range options I really like that much. I mean, Porzingis, John Collins, just okay. Robert Williams, So just given the center position, I think Capella's viable, but still, there's a lot of guys I prefer. Just when you factor in, like Kemba, I'd rather play over Capella, I think. And, they're in a similar price range. If I can get to Paul George, I'd rather play Paul George over Capella. Do you have Reddit? There's a guy who posts the exact same breakdown as you, almost got word per word, wondering if it was you. I have no idea who you're talking about. What do you mean he posts exact same breakdown? Like he's like copies my videos? I mean, I don't even get on Reddit, so I don't know. Worried about playing Kleber though? Thoughts? I mean, I still think Kleber's a good value. The last two games he's played, or in game 1 and game 2, he played 34 minutes game 1. He played 36 in game 2, or it might have been vice versa. 36 in game 1, 34 in game 2. I mean, if Kleber's starting, he's gonna, and he's like, if he's good to go and he starts again, he probably plays like 34 to 36 minutes. And it's so hard to find guys this cheap that are gonna play that many minutes. Obviously, Kleber's not a great permanent player, but getting someone at 3,700 that's gonna play 35, 36 minutes, that definitely makes him a really good value, especially on these playoff slates where value's hard to come by. He will definitely be lower on the Gibson. I would say, yeah, if Gibson starts, Gibson will be a lot more popular than Kleber, but I think both guys are going to get a good amount of ownership, if I had to guess, honestly. But I think they're, good values. I mean, we don't have much value to go with, so those are guys I'm definitely looking to. I'm new, man. Help me out with this lineup. Walker, Rose, Bullock, Tatum, Griffin, George, Hunter, Burks. I think that's solid, Ted. I mean, Griffin's, like, Blake Griffin just doesn't have a ton of upside, but he's fine to play there if it makes your lineup work. The rest of those guys I like, though. I have interest in. KD scored 52 DK points in 29 minutes last game. Tatum or KD if the game stays close tonight. I'd honestly still rather play Tatum, but yeah, it's definitely close. I mean, KD's been really good, but I think I prefer Tatum, honestly. Burks and Claxton or Taj and Herter for cash games. Probably Burks and Claxton there. Draftkings will be legal in Arizona on Monday. Can't wait. Hey, that's awesome. If you're from Arizona, congratulations. I wish DK Sportsbook was legal in South Carolina so I could bet on games, but it's not, sadly. Sadly, sports betting not legal here. Kemba and Griffin or Kawhi Claxton? Give me Kawhi and Claxton there. Smart Finney Smith or Hardaway Hunter? Oh, that's close, Jason. I'd probably go Hardaway and Hunter, but that's close. Weird question. Do you ever play DraftKings tiers? I don't, Ramsey. I do not. Like, I don't think I've played tiers once. I mean, I know what tiers is. I know how it works, but I've never played it. For flat prices, Cauley-Stein decent because I'm paying for Luka. I mean, I don't even know if Cauley-Stein's been in the rotation lately. I have to check this. And even if he does get minutes, like, I don't know exactly how many minutes he's going to play. Let's see. So in Tuesday's game, Cauley-Stein played 15 minutes. I mean, he probably plays like 12 to 15 minutes, Bill. If you can find $100, I'd rather play Claxton. Like, I think Claxton is he's a okay, min price guy. I mean, he's not min price, it's 3,100, but if I was going to play anyone close to min price, it would be Claxton. So if you can maybe try to find a way to get Claxton in there over Cauley-Stein, I'd probably do that. He has the same breakdowns as you, and it's like he watches your videos, types it out word per word. I literally thought it was you. I'll have to check it out then. Maybe I have to copyright this dude. Maybe try and get some of his money. Sue his ass. For cash, Batum and Trae Young or Paul George and Herter? Probably Paul George and Herter there, Gabriel. But that's close. I'd probably rather play DeAndre Hunter over Kevin Herter. Best utility, 3,500 or under. It's probably Claxton. I mean, there's not much down there that I really like. If I had to play someone, it'd be Claxton. Can you play Kleber and Gibson in the same lineup? I'm fine with it, Lamar. Totally fine with it. Especially if Gibson starts. I think Gibson, if he starts, is going to be one of the best values. Michael Varner, $2 super chat. Appreciate you, Michael. No message, but I do appreciate that super chat, man. Thank you. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Can you rank these 5 studs? Luka, Randall, Trae Young, Kawhi, Tatum. Okay, so when you factor in price, King Carter, I would go Kawhi, Tatum, Luka, Randall, Trae when you factor in price. So that's how I'd rank those. Applebee's whiskey burger or chicken tenders? Ooh, I've never had their whiskey burger, but that sounds good. I mean, I'm not a chicken tenders guy. Like, going to a restaurant and ordering chicken tenders, I mean, come on now. Are we 5 years old? So give me that whiskey burger. What do you think would be better, Kawhi and Claxton or Kemba and Griffin? Kawhi and Claxton for sure. I go Kawhi, Claxton there. Blake, Rondo, or Hunter? Give me DeAndre Hunter. How do you feel about Hunter? I mean, I think Hunter's one of the best values, honestly. He's 4K. He played 32 minutes last game. We know DeAndre Hunter can produce when he gets minutes. You know, he was really good during the regular season. Then he got injured. But he's 4K, and if he plays anywhere near like 30 to 32 minutes, Hunter's going to be a really good value. So, yeah, at 4K, I really like DeAndre Hunter. He feels like one of those guys that as the playoffs progress, his price is just going to keep going up and up and up. Like probably a week from now, if the Hawks are still playing, Hunter will be like 5K, close to 6K. So we probably want to play him while he's still 4K. Do you consider playing THJ and Jay Harris chasing, or Joe Harris? I mean, Joe Harris, I think you're definitely chasing. Like you can't expect Joe Harris to shoot 7 for 10 from 3 again. THJ, I mean, if I had to play one of those guys, King Card would beat THJ, but neither one are like I never like playing either one of those guys just because they're so scoring dependent. But if I had to play one, it'd be THJ. I mean, I never played Joe Harris, I'll be honest. Does he also start off the video with "What's up, guys? It's Noah here"? Yeah, if he does that, yikes. Is it a video or is he like typing out stuff? I mean, I'm gonna have to check this out. So what's his Reddit? I'm gonna have to look at this. Okay, you shook. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna have to check this out when I get off the stream. See what this guy's doing. You shook. Okay. Just curious, how long have you been putting up DFS content? Can't wait for NFL DFS. Thanks for everything, Noah. Okay, so if I remember correctly, Taekwon, the first ever video I uploaded was January the 23rd, 2017. So probably four and a half years now I've been making NBA videos, or basically, you know, just DFS content, NBA, NFL, MLB. I played DFS for about a year before I started making videos. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to go back and look at the videos from back then. I mean, I was just so, like, you could tell I was so nervous, so I was stuttering. I mean, it was just bad. Yeah, I've been making DFS videos on YouTube for over 4 years now. The OGs remember the DFS GOAT. Porzingis going to show up tonight finally? I mean, he could, but I don't think I'm going to play Porzingis tonight, honestly. Like, there's so many other guys in that price range I'd rather play. PG, Kemba, Kawhi. I'd rather play Clint Capella. I can't go to Porzingis right now until I actually see him do something. Thompson, Burks, or Robert Williams? Give me Alec Burks there. Trae Young or Paul George? Paul George. Think anyone on the big three will go crazy, and if you got money on going off? I mean, if this game stays close, the Brooklyn-Boston game, like, you could definitely see a big game from Harden or Durant or Kyrie. Like I said earlier, if I had to play one of the Brooklyn guys, it would be Kevin Durant, but none of them are my favorite studs. Like, there's other guys I prefer over them. It's typed out? Okay, that's interesting. I'm a lawyer if he wanted to sue. Is Noel viable if he starts? I think he's viable, but I really have no idea how many minutes Noel plays. They seem content on giving, like, Tom Thibodeau loves Taj Gibson, so I think Gibson's probably going to close most nights, and Gibson's probably going to play more minutes than Noel. I'd be surprised if they keep Noel in the starting lineup. I think they're going to start Gibson, and they're going to start Derrick Rose, but we'll see. Like Morris for value, I mean, Marcus Morris, I think, gets a little bit of a boost without Ibaka. Like, maybe he plays a few more minutes, but so far in this series, I mean, he's been, like, not productive at all. So he scored a 12 and 11 DraftKings points in 33 and 25 minutes. I mean, we're just seeing Kawhi and PG just dominate the usage on this team. So guys like Marcus Morris just are not going to do much when they're out there. You know, he probably plays like 25 to 30 minutes, but 4,700, he feels priced right. Like, I don't think he stands out as a top value, honestly. Zubac or Taj? If Taj Gibson starts, I'd rather play Taj Gibson. He probably just plays more minutes. Zubac, you know, like I said earlier, I think, you know, with Ibaka out, that definitely gives a boost to Zubac, but I still don't think Zubac's going to play, like, massive minutes. My best guess is we get, like, 24 minutes from Zubac. Maybe just, like, 22. Which, you know, makes him a good value, but not a guy I feel like you have to have. Harris or Hunter? I mean, for the savings, I'd probably rather play DeAndre Hunter. What guy under 5K are a must in your opinion? I mean, I don't think there's like any must-play values, but I would definitely say my favorite value under 5K is probably DeAndre Hunter. So, Mike, you're asking best value on the slate. I think for me, it's DeAndre Hunter. Thoughts on Reggie Jackson? Sorry if you already covered this. Work getting in the way of DFS. Hey, sure, it's all good, Robert. All good, my man. Yeah, we did talk about Reggie Jackson earlier. He's super cheap, 3,900. Probably plays like anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes. Definitely a solid value. Now, we've kind of seen the minutes can fluctuate from game to game. You know, they could give more minutes to Rondo. Maybe Patrick Beverley plays a little bit more. But so far through 2 games, Jackson's played 21 and 30 minutes. So if he gets anywhere near that, like 20-ish to 30 minutes, he's very likely to pay off 3,900. So with not much great value, I think Reggie Jackson is definitely in play. I have enough for Tatum and KD. Who should I go with? I prefer Tatum, but it's definitely close. But I'd rather have Tatum, especially if he's going to be lower owned. Morris or Dorian Finney-Smith? I'd probably take Dorian Finney-Smith, honestly. Herter or Hunter? Give me DeAndre Hunter over Kevin Herter. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream here. We've been live for 30 minutes or so, so I do appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate your support as always. Well, probably won't be live on the weekend. You guys know I normally don't go live on the weekend. Those are kind of my days off or whatever. But we'll definitely be back Monday. I'll probably still have videos up, this weekend for the playoff slates this weekend. We will have 4 games on Saturday and Sunday. So it'll be, more than a 3-game slate. But yeah, guys, appreciate you tuning in. Happy Friday. Hope you guys have a good night. Have a good weekend. Best of luck tonight, guys. Appreciate you watching as always, and thanks for your support.